Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Najwa. Welcome to the first and so far only episode of the Rundown. In the Rundown, we're going to be using this as a special place on my channel to talk about the latest news really quickly, punch through several different stories. You guys know I really despise the hateful, trolling, sadistic, polarizing, divisive world that we live in today. But I cannot sit down and make 40-minute videos for every single thing that happens every single day because there's so much craziness that happens all the time. So this will be our place to talk about the latest news involving public figures, celebrities, people in general, and also talk about what's real, what's not, what's misinformation, what's fake news, what's misleading, what's divisive, what's not. You know, this is going to be our place. Same thing. You know, I am a truth seeker. You know, I want to know that people are being heard. So let's punch through this latest stuff. First, Patti LaBelle performed at the BET concerts. She did a tribute in honor of Tina Turner. Guys, I've been wanting to make a video about Tina Turner for a while now, but things keep happening with Donald Trump, with the substances, with people trashing Hailey Bieber. It's like I can't even get around to the stuff that I want to talk about because so much corruption, cancel culture, all of this crazy racism, sexism, bigotry stuff is happening all the time in the media. And so but I've been wanting to do a tribute video for Tina Turner for a while. So I'm glad I can take this very first episode of the Rundown and talk about this. Tina Turner was a legend. Patti LaBelle is a legend. Others like Chaka Khan, Britney Spears, Mariah Carey, Whitney Houston, all legends. We can include Christina Aguilera in there. The thing is that when you've got black women or women who had, say, a good girl image like Britney Spears did, and then they flip it on its head, they show you that they have a voice, they start to try to drag you down. That's what Donald Trump has done. He's brought out all of these divisive figures. And now you go and you look, for example, I was literally just looking for Patti LaBelle's performance, the whole BET performance. As you guys know, I'm American, but I live in Europe. So I could not, unfortunately, watching it in real time. And so afterwards, I'm trying to look for the performance, look for Patti LaBelle's performance. All I see is Patti LaBelle messed up Tina Turner's lyrics. Patti LaBelle fudged her whole performance. Patti LaBelle made a mistake. Patti LaBelle. And I can't even see the whole performance, you know. That is this divisive culture that we live in. So, yeah, she picked it up. Apparently, she had a cold. She made one mistake during the song, and that's all anybody is talking about. But we have Patti LaBelle here, guys. I don't know if she is the queen of pop, the queen of soul, the queen of R&B. Honestly, Aretha Franklin, I forgot to include her in that list. Honestly, sometimes I forget which is which. Who's the queen of pop? Who's the queen of soul? Who's the queen of R&B? Who's the queen of rock? You guys put it in the comments if you remember. But either way, Patti LaBelle is a legend. Can I literally just listen to her sing? The problem is that, you know, even black people are doing this too. Even black people are they're coming after people for their clickbaity titles to make money. And it's like, can we look at the artistry, the creation, the works that are actually coming from these people? Oh my goodness. I just don't understand, guys. But anyway, I never ever actually got to see the entirety of Patti LaBelle's performance, unfortunately, because all anybody is talking about is the fact that she fudged up one piece of the lyric because she was sick. So I don't know about that. So in other news, we know that in the U.S., Republicans keep denying climate change. Why on earth? And it's not just in the U.S., it's all across. It's in the U.K. too, it's in Australia, it's in Israel, the far right. They just want to, even here in the EU, they want to deny climate change. 9 people this week died in Texas. 9. And this is something that really touches my heart because my husband works in construction. And, you know, it's like sometimes I'm wondering, is he drinking enough water? Is he, you know, hydrating himself enough? Is he eating, you know, things that actually came from the earth so that he can avoid heat stroke, heat wave? I mean, lots of these people in the prison system in Texas dying, you know, 3 digits, at least in Fahrenheit, degree climate within these prisons in Texas. And these far-right extremists, these MAGA Republicans, want to deny climate change. It's like, how far are you guys willing to go down this road where you're more willing to win You're more willing to defeat the Dems, defeat the libs, instead of actually just help people. So I had to talk about that. I mean, renewable solar energy. There is, I don't know if the US has Lidl, but at least here in France where I live, there's Lidls. And one of the Lidls that we go to is actually an eco Lidl. You know, it's actually pulling energy into the grocery store from solar panels, from a windmill, and from plants around the store, you know? And I love going to that store. I'm like, yay, they're thinking about the planet. How long? Anyway. So, in other news, Madonna was hospitalized. Sending out good wishes to Madonna. I know that people, this is the day and age of cancel culture. Like I said, everybody wants to vilify people if they do one single thing wrong or that they deem wrong and just dismiss their entire career, their entire contribution. Madonna, I mean, I don't love the woman. I'm not around here singing praises of Madonna, but I know that she has contributed so much to the world of music, to the world of creativity, art. Goodness gracious, you would think the way that these trolls talk about people on the internet that they are perfect people. You know that's not the case. Anyway, Madonna was hospitalized. Apparently she had a really super intense bacterial infection. So keep her in your thoughts. That is nothing that anybody wants to be dealing with. Apparently it was on Saturday in New York City. She was hospitalized for a day. She had a tube somewhere. I don't know where the tube was. I don't know if it was in her throat. I don't know if it was in her vein. But basically, I mean, that tells me, you know, in the most serious of those cases, sometimes your minerals, your body, like antibiotics, hydration, it needs to literally be regenerated into your body through machines. So I'm really hoping she's okay. Apparently, she's kind of canceling some of her commitments, some of her performances, and I'm really glad. I'm proud about that she's taking that time to get her health up to par. And, you know, no matter what she's done, I'm still sending her best, the best wishes for her well recovery. That is your responsibility as a human being. Who would want to see anyone suffer? Moving on. So, you guys know that we love the Sussexes on this channel. We love Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. Meghan Markle recently announced that she would no longer be carrying on her Archewell Spotify deal. At least she would not be carrying on the podcast with Spotify, okay? She would probably be moving to another platform. And of course, the derangers, the trolls, the hateful UK tabloid trolls, the hateful UK tabloid media are talking about this like it's the apocalypse. I swear these people really, they literally hate seeing Meghan and Harry happy. It is so bizarre. But anyway, she was actually spotted near her home. I saw the original article in People. Sometimes I have to detach from the video news information, and I need to go back to, I guess, the closest thing that we still have as editorial journalism, and I have to look at stuff and read it on the internet because there's just so much fake news floating out around there. So I actually went on People to see about the article about Meghan Markle being spotted. Apparently it was near her home. Now, I don't know how much, like, I just feel like there's been a huge invasion of the Sussexes' privacy. If you don't know how I feel about the Sussexes, I'm in total support of them. Go look at my other videos if you don't know about that. And, of course, the derangers, which is the word that we call for all the people who are huge Meghan Markle and Prince Harry haters, and that includes the corrupt UK tabloid media. They are talking like, oh, she looks so gloomy, things are terrible, signs of divorce, you know, all of this crazy fake stuff, you know, just making up stuff. What I see is, I saw it and I immediately thought, wow, she looks very thin. That was the first thing that I thought. I thought, wow, she looks very thin. And on the one hand, as someone who actually loves Meghan Markle and wants to advocate for her best interest instead of someone who's just getting paid off of hating her, I was like, she looks very in shape, and I'm really glad that she's looking so, you know, fashionista as usual. But on the other hand, I was like, is she eating? Is she doing okay? Because I know after that, you know, debacle, that car chase in New York, that she might just literally be like, dude, why the heck can I catch a break? Why the heck can I just live like a normal human being? So Meghan, girl, take care of yourself. Keep doing your yoga. Eat a cheeseburger if you want to. You can eat a cheeseburger from time to time. It's okay. We won't tell anybody. But I don't let the stress get to you, girl. Same thing for Prince Harry. In other news, Donald Trump. Goodness gracious. Oh, my God. So did you guys hear those tapes? these tapes actually surfaced of him waving around these documents. And basically, when you listen to the audio recording, not only is he incriminating himself, you can clearly see that he had these documents that he was not supposed to have, and he's bragging about it. It's not only just the fact that he's incriminating himself. It's also the fact that you know why he's doing it. It's just to impress the people around him. Is that the person that we want ruling the leader of the free world? And this goes so much beyond the U.S. The U.S. sets a precedence. The U.S. sets an example for the rest of the democratic world. Is this the person who we want to run the country? I think some Republicans are waking up now to the fact that they were duped. But it's really, really unfortunate to see. We're going to keep coming back to stuff with Donald Trump. Okay, in other news, Jon Hamm got married. Congratulations, Jon Hamm. This is actually something that really, really surprised me. You guys know I work in advertising. Mad Men is one of my favorite shows. Mad Men, if you guys don't know it was a show that came out, I think in the early 2000s / early 2010s. Don't mark me on that date. And it basically chronicled the early 1960s, late 50s, early 1960s, and the early 70s in New York City with the Mad Men. The Mad Men were the Leo Burnett's, the Ogilvies. Who's the one that I really love? Gosh, he's Greek Orthodox. Anyway, so these are the Mad Men of New York City. They ruled basically advertising and media. They were the original creative directors, and Jon Hamm plays someone who's sort of inspired off of these people. Joan, Joan from Mad Men. Love it. I love those days. That was back when, TV actually tried to have good writing. It wasn't all about fake CGI stuff, whatever. But there's long been a stereotype that Jon Hamm is a little bit of a playboy. And I really believe in the institution of marriage. I really do. I think I'm the rarity in the millennial / Gen Z space of someone who actually thinks that, the partnership between two people can be something that's so beautiful and transformative, not only for those two people, but for society at large. It's just proven that married people are more involved in their community. They help out more in terms of charity. They have better health. They have better mental health. Like when you have that transformative love between two people, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And I'm so glad that he's finally found that. I've been wondering for a while, like, Jon Hamm, it's time for you to go ahead and settle down. Go ahead and settle down. So I'm really happy about that. So Rudy Giuliani is, he actually had a meeting with Jack Smith's team. His team of prosecutors in the Donald Trump indictments surrounding January 6th. So the seditious conspiracy is there. The sexual abuse with the E. Jean Carroll trial is there. And now it feels like we're finally coming after January 6th. And I'm so happy for this. Rudy Giuliani is gross. He's super duper gross. And like, if we look at where we're at right now in American society, where everything is so polarized, everything is divisive, and you have a lot of white people saying, you're being racist against white people. I really would encourage those people to go look at things like the 1619 Project, to go look at things like, Amistad or The Color Purple, to read James Baldwin books, to look into Malcolm X, look into his keynote speeches. I'm sorry, not keynote speeches, but his essays. But the thing is those people won't take the initiative to do that because they have been duped. They've been swayed by conspiracy theories. They're pissed off about the state of their financial situation, the economics, and they're doing things that are to the detriment of them and every other American, and it's reverberating around the world. A lot of this has to do with Rudy Giuliani. He's really gross. He has pushed this narrative with Donald Trump that the 2020 election was stolen. He also incited hate using words like combat, really talking like crazy on January 6th to these people who had lost but could not accept that they lost. Constantly goading the DOJ and the FBI to spread false narratives and lies, all based off of conspiracy theories, having innocent people literally getting death threats because of their lies. Rudy Giuliani right at the middle of this. And so basically, he had, to my understanding, now I'm not a lawyer, he had a meeting with Jack Smith's prosecution team. And it's basically a meeting where someone, a witness, can willingly and voluntarily come forward and provide information that the prosecution can essentially take and say, hey, we will not hold this against you unless we find out that you told a falsehood, essentially. And so I don't think that we're completely clear on what has come out of this meeting between Giuliani and Jack Smith's prosecution team, but I have a feeling what came out of this is the same thing that we see coming out of these trials with Donald Trump, that we see as the GOP further digs its heels into climate change denial, denying the 2020 election results, trying to control people's body parts, like making abortion illegal, all of this stuff that really is to the detriment of the right. It's to the detriment of those everyday Republican people, and they don't see it. They're being swayed by conspiracy theories that's just driving people mad. That's literally all it's doing at the end of the day. That it's just driving people mad. Rudy Giuliani is at the middle of that. Donald Trump is at the middle of that. Ron DeSantis is at the middle of that. Jim Jordan is at the middle of that. MTG is at the middle of that. These people are coming under a reckoning, and I am so hoping that the far right will sort of wake up. You guys, it's not your fault. You were duped. But if you keep down this path, it's truly your fault. Like when you're duped, it's hard. It's hard. You've literally been Stockholmed into thinking like, hey, this is right. Anyway, I'm going to keep praying about it. That's all that I can do. I can keep praying about it. I can keep educating myself. I hope that others will as well. And listening to other people. Remember that we're human beings. We're not people walking around based off of conspiracy theories. We're not, just driven by AI. A lot of these people actually have been receiving a lot of their information from crazy bots, like they're not even getting their information from real human beings. They're getting it from bots thinking it's real people. I think that social media is a huge part of this. Eventually, social media, word to the wise, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, they all need to make people stop having faceless, nameless profiles. Go ahead and put their face with it. Go ahead and put their name with it. If you can say it anonymously, you can also say it not anonymously. Okay, and then last point, guys, before we wrap up, Twitter trolls. So sadistic internet trolls across various platforms. I've been seeing this on various platforms, are making fun of the Titan, the submersible that went down near the Titanic. They're actually making fun of the victims of that. That is the point that we're in this day and age. That's where we're at right now with humanity. And it all comes back to Donald Trump. The world was not this crazy. It was not like this with Donald Trump when he wasn't president. There was some of this, but it was not like this. Let me let that sink for a second. People are making fun of victims. And I literally saw this myself. I was on Reddit, I believe it was, which we already know how Reddit is, but also on YouTube. I was looking at videos on YouTube, and as a creator, I do like to look at the comments, even though it's full of trollery all the time. I have to look at it to see, hey, this is what's going on. And if there are not people to speak out on the inhumanity of this type of behavior, it persists. So, don't shoot me. I'm just the messenger. This is not right. This is not right. This is not what your grandparents and your parents taught you to be like. Now, some of the younger people, their parents taught them this because we live in this kind of world. But This is not how your grandparents taught you to be. I know my grandparents would never condone something like this. And, you know, a lot of these people are very connected to, in the US at the very least, the Republican Party, this far right mentality. And for so long, the Republican Party has said that they are the party that's the most Christian, that's the most about law and order, that's the most about, anyway, Christian, to me, a Christian wouldn't be making fun of people who imploded down at the bottom of the sea. That's not Jesus-like at all. And to me, somebody who's all about law and order wouldn't be causing a bunch of fear and chaos and insanity on the internet. I saw a very, very good video about these trolls from Andrew Klavan. If you want to check it out, about the Twitter trolls mocking the victims of the submersible. And, you know, he lays it out so beautifully. He also talks about AI in there, sort of that thing I was just talking about with AI. Check out the video if you can. But what is so hilarious is that he is condemning this behavior, you know, this troll behavior of criticizing and making fun of victims. I mean, it's okay to criticize victims. You know, they could have done something different. If you look at my video talking about the submersible, I also say that some precautions could have been taken. This was a little dubious. Okay, you can say that. But actively really making fun of people in a way that is so sadistic, so void of empathy, it's not right. And, you know, Andrew Klavan, he's talking about this. Hopefully I pronounced his name right. I don't know if it's Klavan or Klavan. But he's talking about this, and he's giving some very, very strong arguments for this case, that it's just not right for people to be making fun of victims. It's not appropriate. And people come into the comments and are doing the exact same thing. They're doing the exact same thing. So guys, be truth speakers. Stand up to hate. Stand up to injustice. Don't allow yourself to be silenced, because that is what has gotten us to the point that we're at today. But that is pretty much all I've got today for today. We're going to keep coming back and doing the rundown. I hope that this will be just sort of like 10-15 minute little snippets that we can do once or a couple times a week, where we just basically talk about the hot topics of the week. So guys, let me know what you think about all of these things in the comments. If you're new here, go ahead, click the like and subscribe button, hit the bell so you know whenever I post a video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.